Stop. Before you continue watching, I need you to be fully here, because what's coming is not background content, not something you can have playing while you scroll or fold laundry. This is a specific message, and you are going to need every single word. You have been carrying silences that no one around you could explain. Questions about a younger soul that you couldn't bring to anyone in your circle, because they wouldn't understand. Not really, and still something inside you kept feeling it, kept knowing. Even when the doubt came in, even when you talked yourself out of it at 2 a.m, the knowing came back. You couldn't shake it. And that persistence is not delusion. That is data. In the last few days, a younger soul made a choice. That choice is invisible in the physical plane right now. There has been no declaration, no conversation, no moment where it was named out loud. But in the plane of the soul, the plane that moves before the body catches up, before the voice finds its words, the choice is already done, already made, sealed. And there are 3 signs that prove it. 3 signs that were already showing up in your life before you ever found this message. I need to show them to you. You didn't land here because of an algorithm. The universe doesn't work that way. Not for souls like yours. You are called to recognize, and what you are about to hear is going to confirm what part of you already knew but was afraid to trust. You know exactly which look I'm talking about, the one that lasted a second longer than it should have, the one that felt different from the way that person looks at everyone else. You've replayed it more times than you would ever admit out loud, and every time you replay it, you ask the same question. Was that real, or am I reading into it? That question is not weakness. That question is the signal, because something in you already knows the answer. And that's precisely why the question keeps coming back. There is a specific moment you keep returning to, a conversation, a gesture, a pause, a silence that landed differently. You've turned it over in your hands again and again, trying to find the edge where it stops meaning something. You haven't found that edge, because it isn't there. You've held yourself back, not from fear, or not only from fear. Something deeper than fear has been guiding your timing, something that says, not yet. Not because this isn't real, but because real things require the right moment. And so you've waited, even when waiting felt unbearable, even when every part of you wanted to move. There was a night when you almost gave up on this, almost decided you were wrong, that you had misread everything, that it would be easier to just release it. By morning, the feeling was still there, unchanged, patient. That is not attachment. That is recognition that has nowhere else to go because it is pointed at something true. And you have noticed something shift, something in that person's energy in relation to you. Something quiet, something that doesn't announce itself, but you felt it, a new quality of attention, a presence that became more careful. You noticed, even without being able to explain it to a single person in your life, you noticed, if there is no specific name or face in your mind right now, if you are one of the souls who feels the pull toward a younger soul coming, but that soul has not yet arrived in your physical reality, hear this. What you are feeling is not fantasy. Something in you already knows that a younger soul is part of what is being organized for this chapter. You can feel it as a pull, a readiness, a quiet certainty that keeps showing up even when nothing in your external world confirms it. You will need these 3 signs, not to look back, to recognize when it arrives. If this is landing, if something in your chest just confirmed it, take a moment and leave a heart on this video, right now, down below. That heart is not just a like, it is a yes. It is a declaration to the universe that you are here, that you are receiving, and that you are open. For every soul that leaves that heart in the next 24 hours, I am holding the intention of clarity. A specific and undeniable clarity in the next 3 nights. Leave it if this belongs to you. What you are feeling right now has a name, and there is a path of revelation that has been prepared specifically for this moment. Not for a general audience, not for people casually browsing content about soul connections. For the soul that has been carrying this exact weight. That path is in the first comment below. Fixed. Waiting for the exact moment of each soul that needs it. Now I want to give you something to sit with before we go deeper. When a soul of real magnitude recognizes something sacred, it does not always move quickly. Greater souls often require greater preparation before the voice arrives. Think about what it means to be a younger soul who has recognized something unprecedented in someone older. Something that defies the easy logic of their world. Something that their immediate circle would not understand. Something that could change the entire direction of their life. That kind of recognition does not translate into words the moment it arrives. It settles, it deepens, it asks the soul to find a courage that matches the size of what was recognized. The silence you are reading as ambiguity may not be ambiguity at all. It may be a sacred process. The organized movement of a soul that already knows but has not yet found the moment where knowing becomes speaking. That silence is not nothing. That silence is preparation. Let me tell you something real about a younger soul that has already made the energetic choice. The silence is not the absence of feeling. In fact, the silence is often the loudest indicator that the feeling runs too deep for easy expression. A younger soul that recognizes something this significant, a connection that crosses the usual lines, that defies the usual script, often goes quiet precisely because the feeling is too large. It doesn't know what container to pour it into. It has never held something this big before, and so it carries the recognition internally in the energetic field before it can bring it into speech. There is also an asymmetry of timing built into this kind of connection. A younger soul tends to recognize in the soul plane first, long before it integrates emotionally. The energetic recognition happens, sometimes months before the emotional body catches up, before the nervous system knows what to do with what the soul already understands. You may be watching someone who already chose you on the level of the soul and is still working out, in the emotional and physical body, what that choice means and what it requires of them. That gap is not confusion. That gap is process. And watch the behavior. Not for grand declarations, those come later. Watch for the small things. The way that person modifies how they are in the space you share, whether their attention has a different quality when you are near, whether they are somehow more careful, more deliberate, more present, or, paradoxically, sometimes quieter in your company. The chosen soul that has already made its choice begins to express that choice through the body before the voice is ready. The body knows. Watch the body. Here is what I need you to know about the 3 signs. The first sign is persistent presence in your mind, when thoughts of this younger soul return without invitation, not because you summoned them, not because something in your environment triggered them, but spontaneously, in the middle of ordinary moments, at specific hours that keep repeating. That is not obsession. That is energetic transmission. When a soul is actively thinking of you, actively holding you in their field, you receive the signal. The thought arriving unbidden is not yours alone. It is the beginning of a transmission from a source that already chose you, but has not yet spoken. The second sign is the silent behavioral shift in shared space. Begin to observe, without agenda, without needing to confirm what you already feel, how this person moves in relation to you. Chosen souls, who have already made their selection in the energetic plane, reveal that selection in the body before the words come. More attention, more care. A quality of presence that is specific to you, different from how they are with others, sometimes more quiet, not withdrawn, but gathered, as if your presence activates something in them that requires their full attention. That gathering is recognition. That stillness in your presence is the body beginning to organize around a choice the soul already made. The third sign is synchronicity tied to that soul. The numbers that appear after you've thought of them. The encounters that shouldn't have happened. The same corner, the same moment. The wrong day when somehow both of you are there. The names surfacing in unexpected places right after they occupied your mind. This is not coincidence. The universe does not manufacture coincidence. These synchronicities are confirmation, the source speaking in the only language available to it when the human voices haven't caught up yet. When you notice 3 or more synchronicities tied to one soul in a short window of time, the universe is not being subtle. It is confirming what you already recognized. What I just gave you is real. You can take these 3 signs into this week and you will feel the difference, because now you will recognize what was already there, instead of dismissing it as wishful thinking. That shift alone will change how you move. But I need to be honest with you, because I won't deceive you. What I gave you is generic. It is for everyone. It applies to every soul watching this message, regardless of who they are, who the younger soul is in their life, what city they are in, what specific phase this connection is in right now. And that is the limitation I need to name. The 3 signs don't tell you whether the signs you're reading in this specific person are the right signs for this specific connection, or signals you might be misinterpreting. They don't tell you which phase of the energetic choice that younger soul is in right now. Whether they are in the recognition phase, the integration phase, or the threshold phase, the moment just before the physical world catches up with what the soul plane already settled, and they don't tell you what to do with what you've already recognized. Whether to wait, to move, to shift your energy in a specific direction, to hold a specific space. I gave you a map, but you need the territory. Your specific territory. You don't need more signs. You need a reading of these signs, specifically about you. Your era of interpreting alone is over. The universe organized the next step, and for this step, loose hope is not enough. You need a revelation prepared for this exact phase, for this exact connection, for this exact moment in your journey. This is not another video. Not another generic internet reading. Not another online tarot pulling cards for a mass audience. This is a revelation prepared specifically for the chosen soul who arrived where you arrived. Built for the exact phase you are living, personalized to what you are actually carrying, not designed for anyone who happens to click. It will not speak to a crowd. It will speak to you. First, you will answer a few guided questions about your connection and what you have been experiencing. These questions exist to tune the revelation to your specific situation, not a template, but a map drawn for you. Second, you receive the personalized revelation prepared for this phase of your journey, not general wisdom, not a reading designed for anyone who asks, a revelation that sees the specific shape of what you are living and speaks directly to it. Third, you receive the specific recognition signals, the ones that apply to your connection, to the soul you carry, to the phase you are in. Not the 3 signs that apply to everyone, the signs that apply to you. You don't need to know anything about spirituality for this. No specific faith required, no prior practice, no background in the metaphysical, no familiarity with soul contracts or energetic fields. It was made for the soul that feels, not the mind that studies. If you feel it, if something in your chest has been nodding through this entire message, you are already prepared. The revelation is fixed in the first comment of this video. Whoever needs it knows they need it. Whoever arrived at this point didn't arrive by accident. The question now is not if, it's when you say yes. Before you go, I want something from you. Drop your city and your country in the comments right now. And next to it, write these 4 words: I recognize, I receive. That is your declaration. That is the moment you stop interpreting alone and step into the alignment the universe has been preparing for you. And if there is a soul in your life who is carrying something like this, who is waiting for the words that finally name what they have been feeling, share this message with them. You reaching them is not coincidence. That is a soul being reached. One more thing before you close this. The revelation I mentioned is still there in the first comment. Fixed. Not going anywhere. I know how this works. I know that sometimes a soul receives something true and still waits. Waits until tomorrow morning. Waits until the moment feels right. Waits until the doubt quiets down enough for the yes to surface. I am not asking you to rush. You decide when. Tonight, tomorrow morning, next week. The revelation doesn't expire. The universe doesn't withdraw what it prepared for you because you needed a little more time. But I do want to ask you something. Notice the part of you that wants to say yes right now. Notice it. Don't dismiss it. That part knows something. May the universe keep moving in your favor. May your soul recognize everything that belongs to it, without hesitation, without second guessing, without the weight of carrying it alone. May the signs you needed find you at exactly the right moment. May the younger soul that already chose you find the courage to let what lives in the soul plane arrive in the physical world. And may you be ready to receive it fully, with open hands, without fear. Until the next message.